So, coming up, we are going to be speaking with Senator Jeff Merkley about, among other things, his blueprint for restoring democracy. Now, Jeff Merkley, I think, is a pretty good guy. In fact, I think he's a really good guy. I think he's got a lot of good suggestions, got good ideas, good proposals, person of real integrity. Always happy to have him on the program. And I hope I'm not being an impolite host when I say this, because it's not a reflection on my feelings about Senator Merkley. But one way that we could really advance the cause of this democracy of ours is by abolishing the United States Senate altogether. The fact is that the Senate is an artifact of a time when, first of all, the slave states wanted to make sure they weren't overpowered by the quote-unquote free states, the more populous free states, in terms of passing laws regarding slavery. So in that sense, it is not unfair to describe it as a relic of slavery itself, but that doesn't yet alone may not be a reason to get rid of it. Now, the arguments in favor of it, I'm just trying to give both sides here. The argument usually granted in favor of it is that the smallest states, or the states with the lowest populations, wouldn't get any attention from national leaders if they didn't have senators. But I would make the counter argument, and I think most people would agree with me, that the way the system is structured, very low population states have citizens whose votes count 20, 30 times more than the votes of people in states with large populations. I also think that having a Senate structured the way it is structured is an inducement to a certain kind of political corruption, because I think that small states in general, I've even heard political consultants say that the way to gain political control is by focusing your spending money on senatorial campaigns in small states, because you can get so much bang for your buck. If you're trying to beat a Democrat in Montana or some other small state, you can really get an outsized return on your investment against democracy. So there are a variety of reasons, but I think it comes down to basic fairness, that the Senate is a fundamentally unfair institution because some voters have way more political clout when they pick their senator than others do. So no less a dignitary than Representative John Dingell, who died recently, who represented Michigan in Congress for nearly 60 years. Representative Dingell was one of those who suggested that we get rid of the United States Senate and that we restructure Congress to be more democratic as well. Now, I don't expect Senator Merkley to make that kind of proposal. I think is probably beyond the scope of what he's trying to do. But I do know, for example, that he is prepared to propose getting rid of gerrymandering, which is certainly a critical step. I do also believe that he is working on restoring the Voting Rights Act and on making sure that the voter suppression of various kinds that Republicans have been pushing around the country gets stopped. So all of these are great and really important. And I know he wants to overthrow Citizens United too. There, I really support him, but I do stand with John Dingell, among others, in saying that I believe we should have completely funded, that is to say publicly funded, elections, but we'll get there one day.